Protecting your wealth in Dubai is not just about avoiding outside threats. Problems can start from anywhere: business disputes, divorce, sudden illness, or even partners' financial trouble. If you own property, a company, or investments in your personal name, everything you have built is always exposed. Insurances can definitely help, but it doesn't cover every situation. That's why many families and entrepreneurs in Dubai are looking for ways to protect their assets in a legal, secure way. In this video, I will show you how a DIFC Foundation works for asset protection. We'll cover what a DIFC Foundation actually is, how it separates your wealth from your personal risk, and how you can set it up the right way, and what you need to know to stay fully compliant. If you want to keep your assets safe, pass them on smoothly, and avoid common legal problems, this video will help you do just that. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Baid and I'm the founder at Lepidus Wealth, where we help clients and families protect their assets using a range of tools including trust, foundations, wills, and offshore structures. So if you own a business or real estate, don't wait until a legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting what you have built. Instead, request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link below. You can then implement it step by step as your journey progresses. A DIFC Foundation is a legal entity created under Dubai International Financial Center's independent legal system. Unlike a company, it doesn't have shareholders or owners. Instead, it holds assets for benefits of named individuals or groups that are called beneficiaries. There is a counsel, often a trusted advisor, and family members or professionals who manages the foundation and follow a charter and set of rules you decide. The result is that assets are no longer personally owned, which means they are generally not part of your estate or available to your creditors if something goes wrong. If you are familiar with trust in places like Channel Island or Caribbean, the DIFC Foundation serves as a similar purpose. But there are important differences. The foundation is an independent legal person. It can own real estate, open bank accounts, sign contracts, and even own companies directly, without anyone's personal name on record. It also comes with strong privacy protection, but unlike some offshore havens, it operates under the Dubai's globally respected regulatory system. That means you get the benefit of discretion without triggering red flags or raising compliance concerns in international banking. One of the main advantages of using a DIFC Foundation for asset protection is the clear legal separation that it creates between you and your assets. If you ever face a lawsuit, divorce, or creditor claim, the assets inside the foundation are, in most cases, not seen as your personal property. This is because you don't own them anymore. The foundation does. This can be critical for anyone who wants to avoid their family homes, investment portfolio, or business interests being caught up in personal disputes or business failures. But this protection is only available if you set up the foundation correctly, for the right reasons, and follow all the compliance steps. Dubai's regulators are clear that foundations must not be used to evade creditors, hide criminal proceeds, or break the law. That's why it is so important to have clear, transparent documentation, a legal source of funds, and a structure that stands up to outside scrutiny. The best foundations are built with clear record of purpose, regular audits, and qualified advisors who know the local and global rules. This is not a place to cut corners or take advice from someone who doesn't understand both legal and banking side. Another unique feature of DIFC Foundation is its usefulness for succession planning. You can decide today exactly how your assets should be handled if something happens to you. Who should benefit, who should manage, and when distributions should be made. This is far more reliable than a will alone, especially in cross-border families, because the foundation can operate even if local probate is slow or contested. It's an effective way to make sure your wealth transfers smoothly to your next generation without long delays or legal fights. Now, many clients ask that can you open a bank account for DIFC Foundation? And the answer is yes, provided that the structure is properly documented and all compliance steps are followed. International banks, as well as banks in Dubai, recognize DIFC foundations as serious regulated entities. In fact, foundations are often seen as more credible than classic offshore companies, which can face heavy scrutiny or outright refusal from international banks. Of course, every bank will do its own due diligence, but a well-prepared foundation set up with experienced legal and banking partners, can usually open and operate accounts with minimal friction. You can also use a DIFC foundation to own operating companies, hold real estate, or even structure joint ventures with outside partners. Many global families use a foundation as a holding layer for investments or to ring fence risky business ventures from the family's core wealth. The structure is flexible enough to work with both conventional and Islamic finance, making it attractive to a wide range of clients in Dubai and beyond. It's worth noting, however, that the foundation doesn't make you immune from all risks. You still need to comply with local tax laws, reporting requirements, and international standards such as CRS and FATCA, if relevant. Also, if a court finds that you set up the foundation with the intention to defraud creditors or break the law, they can reverse transfers or impose penalties. That's why transparency and compliance are always at the core of any legitimate asset protection strategy in Dubai. Setting up a DIFC foundation is straightforward with the right guidance. You start by deciding on your purpose. Is it protection, succession, charity, or a combination? Then you will draft a charter and bylaws with clear rules and appoint your counsel. You will need to select a registered agent and file your documents with the DIFC Registrar of Foundations. Most families appoint a mix of family members and independent advisors to the council, and some also choose a guardian who acts as a check on the council's power. The entire process can be completed in few weeks, provided that all due diligence and documentations are ready. Costs are typically a fraction of what you would pay for a classic offshore trust or a multi-layered company setup, especially given Dubai's clear, predictable fee and ongoing requirements. Now let's look at some simple examples. Imagine an entrepreneur with property in Dubai, shares in family business, and portfolio of investments. By placing these assets inside a DIFC foundation, he separates them from his personal name. If there is ever a lawsuit or family dispute, those assets are not available to claimants or divide automatically. When the founder passes away, the council of the foundation distributes the assets exactly as the founder set out, without needing to wait for local probate or deal with inheritance laws that might conflict with his wishes. A common question is whether a DIFC foundation can reduce taxes. Dubai doesn't have personal income tax, inheritance tax, or capital gains tax on most of the assets. The main tax benefit comes from avoiding forced heirship and probate delays rather than saving on annual taxes. However, if you or your beneficiaries are tax resident in other countries, it is essential to get specific advice about tax reporting and compliance. A good advisor will coordinate your foundation plan with your global tax position so that everything remains legal and compliant. Foundations are not just for billionaires. Many Dubai professionals, family businesses, and expatriates use them to ring fence a single property or create a smooth succession plan for their family. The key is to structure it properly, keep your records in order, and work with partners who understand both the legal and banking environment in Dubai and internationally. If you are considering a DIFC foundation for asset protection, it's important to get advice tailored to your personal situation. Every family's needs are different, and the right structure depends on your assets, your goals, and your family situation. If you own a business or real estate, don't wait for legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting your wealth. Many people think asset protection is only for ultra wealthy. But the reality is that some of these solutions cost as much as setting up a free zone company in Dubai. If you want to secure what you have built and ensure your legacy, you can request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link in the description below. And if you're serious about building long-term financial security, you should really check out my next video right here.